Hi everyone, so we're going to keep diving into this beautiful book by Lee Lyon. If you have not been a part of the previous conversations, this book is called The 112 Meditations from the Book of Divine Wisdom. The Meditations from the Vijñāna Bhairava Tantra with commentary and guided practice by Lee Lyon. So we're up to, and I highly suggest you dive into the previous conversations on this, and as we keep diving deeper into each verse, they all complement one another really beautifully. So I highly encourage that. This one is part 6, verse 29. Lightning rising in the spine sequentially. Meditate on the energy in the form of lightning, flashing upward from one energy center to another, until at last it reaches the crown of the head and the great dawn. I love this one. I've spent so much time contemplating and exploring what's often called the central axis and the Sushumna Nadi, and this one just gets straight to that direct, auspicious center. Sorry, I'll keep going. The previous meditation emphasizes the luminous quality of the awakened life force moving in the central channel. In this meditation, the focus is on the energy's dynamic nature, the way it flashes forth. When we concentrate on the energy surging upward in the space between each center, our awareness is drawn vividly into the central channel. This helps us to experience the nature of this transformative energy. Once the energy reaches the crown of the head, any vestiges of the individual self are released. We then dissolve into the light of pure consciousness, the light that is beautifully described here as the great dawn of liberation. The meditation traditions describe many different energy centers known as chakras in the subtle body. The following practice refers to the 7 most widely recognized centers ascending along the central channel. Here's the practice. So take a seat if you like. Otherwise, this can be done while doing other daily tasks and whatnot, or going for a walk, but if possible, take a seat. Practice feeling the energy flash upward. Visualize a ball of energy at the base of your spine. When you have this firmly in mind, feel the energy flash like a bolt of lightning from the base center up to the second center, a few inches above it, along the spine. Feel this energy animating both centers as well as the space between them. So just do that for a moment, from the base of your spine up to the second center. So right in the bowl of your pelvis and the base of your spine. Bring your attention there. Let yourself feel the energy build in the second center and then flash upward into the third center at the level of the solar plexus. Feel this energy animating both centers as well as the space in between them. So from the base to the sacral, now into the solar plexus in your belly, up and down. Continue in this way, letting the energy flash between the centers near the solar plexus and the heart and the throat and the point between the eyes, and the point between the eyes and the crown of the head. Once you reach the crown of the head, let yourself dissolve into the infinite light of consciousness. So it's one page, and it's so easy just to flick through this and be done with it. Okay, got it, done. But this is so deep. This is a practice to do daily, multiple times a day. It's not something just to get conceptually. I mean, the last dot point here, once you reach the crown of the head, let yourself dissolve into the infinite light of consciousness. If we're not paying attention, that kind of sounds like nothing, but that's huge. That's this samadhi, this awakening, this letting go into the light of consciousness. So chew on it, let go into it. This is not just to be done conceptually. So you read it, we're talking about it, you listen to it, but then you practice it, which is endlessly deep. This one practice of meditating up and down your central channel can be done until our last breath. This is like a real gold star primary yoga tantra practice. So just a few more moments breathing up and down from our base, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, middle of the head, crown. Bring your attention up and down your center, visualizing this lightning bolt waking us up. And to amplify that bolt of pure aliveness, let's hum together 3 times. Deep breath in. Okay, moving on. Part 7, verse 30. 3 levels of centers and letters. Meditate in succession on the 12 centers in the body and their corresponding letters. First at the physical level, then the subtle, and finally the transcendent, liberating each one by one until you become Shiva, the great ecstatic oneness. This esoteric meditation focuses simultaneously on energy centers, vowel sounds, and subtle levels of consciousness. The great attention it requires helps develop our capacity to experience exquisite, subtle, inner dimensions of our consciousness. The 12 centers, also known as 12 stations or 12 stages of the rising Kundalini, are located in the central channel along the spine. They are listed in the chart below. The letters to be meditated on in these centers are the 12 vowels of the Sanskrit alphabet. The vowel sounds are said to be Shakti, the creative power of consciousness. In the accompanying table, the chakras and their sounds, these sounds are listed in order of appearance next to the center with which each is connected. So here is the chakras and their sounds. Ah, so AH is the highest sound of pure energy. Ah. Either AM or UM. Just stage of pure energy. AU, ow, the highest point of the cranium. O, middle of the forehead. AI, between the eyebrows. EH, top of the palate. OO, triple OH. OO, double O, heart. E is the navel. E, double E. So the previous one was triple EH. This one, E, double E. between the base of the spine and the navel. Ah, double A, H, root center at the base of the spine. And then UH, ah, level of the perineum. Sorry if that was confusing. I got a bit confused myself. Often I do the Bija mantras a little different to this, so this is actually a nice flip of learning for me. At the last 3 stages, the energy is in its non-dual or highest form. It is no longer located in the body. The 3 highest stages are uniquely sublime. Practice focusing on successive centers and their sounds. So let's practice. In ascending sequence, repeat each vowel sound out loud, feeling it vibrate in its corresponding center in the physical body. So let's go up from the base up to the crown now. So repeat with me. Do a UH, ah, level of the perineum. Bring your attention down to your genitals, down to your perineum. Deep breath in. Ah. Root center at the base of your spine. Double A-H. Ah. So see if you can bring your attention to these areas with the sound. Double E between the base of the spine and the navel. Double E. E. Little higher into the navel. Triple E, H. In the heart, double O. Into the throat, triple O, H. Top of the palate, E-H. Middle of the forehead, O-H. Highest point of the cranium, A-O-U. State of pure energy, U-M. Highest state of pure energy, A-H. It's one of my favorite practices, as most of you will be well aware. Most of my meditations and physical practices, we incorporate at least a little bit of sound, and it's just such a potent, direct pathway into a real feeling of vitality and embodiment, but also a feeling of transcendence and sublime connection to the divine. Just love it. Can't rave enough about it. So, now in sequence, repeat each vowel silently in your mind, feeling it vibrate in its corresponding center in the subtle energy body. So I'll just repeat each one again, and you just silently bring it in. And actually, I'll just hold this up. If you don't have the book, you may want to take a screenshot now so you've got the sounds, and you can just do it silently yourself if you don't want to hear me talk as you do it silently. So let it focus into it. Take a screenshot of that if you like. So at the level of the perineum, UH. Root center at the base of the spine, double AH. Between the base of the spine and the navel, double E. The navel, triple EH. The heart, double O. The throat, triple OH, the top of the palate, EH, between the eyebrows, AIY, middle of the forehead, OH, highest point of the cranium, AOU, stage of pure energy, UM, highest state of pure energy, AH. Because there's power to doing these sounds silently as well. So there's an invitation to feel that subtle vibration, awake awareness by doing these mantras, these vowels silently. So I invite you to keep exploring that as well. And finally, repeat the sequence now at the transcendent level. Begin as if you were going to say the syllable mentally in its center, but don't. And instead, notice the place that exists before even the impulse to think arises, the transcendent level. Stay here in pure being. So see how that lands for you, or just repeat that, because that can be a bit of a mind fuck. So how can we do it, but do it on a transcendent level? Check it out. Repeat the sequence now at the transcendent level. Begin as if you were going to say the syllable mentally in its center, but don't. And instead, notice the place that exists before even the impulse to think arises, the transcendent level. Stay here in pure being. So close your eyes and run up and down your central axis in whatever way that is inviting you to do so. Okay, one taste. That's all we need. Moving on. So really my invitation is to you to bring that awareness out into our day. We could just sit here and be in it, which is beautiful, but we can also bring it into every conversation, every situation. So here is verse 30. No, we just did that. Moving on. Verse 31, part 8. Crossing the bridge. Fill the center, the roof of the mouth, with energy, and with a bridge-like arch of the eyebrows, rise above all thoughts and into universal presence. The sensation of filling this esoteric center, the roof of the mouth, with energy helps draw our awareness up into the higher regions of our consciousness. Raising the eyebrows upward in the shape of an arch helps pull our awareness up and out of any remaining thoughts in the mind. Freed of any last discursive activity, our awareness crosses over into the region of the crown center and into sublime states of pure being. Here's the practice. Practice in the crown of the head. Focus on the center at the roof of your mouth, filling it with energy. When ready, arch your eyebrows up in the middle. I don't even know if I can arch up in the middle. Can't do that like just the middle. That's me doing it. So, let the upward movement help lift the energy out of the center and across the crown region and the sublime state of universal presence. Focus on the center at the roof of your mouth. What I like to do is actually brush my tongue across the roof of the mouth and then let the tongue gently go and focus into that area of the upper palate where it gets a little bit softer back from the highest point of the roof of the mouth. Arch eyebrows up. So what I feel most effective for me is almost like going cross-eyed with the eyes closed, turning the eyes in, and an awareness just above the upper palate, soft palate, and then just a little smile and bow the chin down. So I'm just improvising a bit from here, but the teachers Tara Judell and Sally Kempton, when they've taught this particular verse, they've cued some other subtle things that can help us get into this area as well. A bit of a smile, a bit of touch with the tongue. And while we're here, just to amplify this beautiful primordial energy right in the middle of the head, let's hum 3 times. Deep breath in. One more time, focusing just above the upper palate, soft palate. Much love, everyone. That'll do for today, and we'll continue on another day.